Hey, Andy here from buildahottub.com. In this video, I'm going to talk about the differences between building a domestic and a commercial hot tub. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so building domestic versus commercial hot tubs, what is the difference? Well, firstly, let's start by defining what a commercial hot tub is. So a commercial hot tub is something that you would use in a hotel or in a spa scenario, somewhere where you're physically going to charge money for somebody to use the hot tub. Very different from a domestic where you're building it in your backyard, for you, for your friends, for your family. So for the purpose of this video, that is what I'm using as a definition between the two different types. Now, before we get going and looking at what the differences are, always a great opportunity. You know I like to get this in there to say please do subscribe to the channel, hit that notification icon to be notified when my videos go live. I do 2 long form videos just like this every single week, a whole bunch of shorts, and everything on this channel is about hot tubs, plunge pools, parts, and pretty much everything in between. Okay, so I want to put it out there straight away. What you can't do is just go and take a regular domestic hot tub and use it for a commercial application. Whether this is a plastic shell one that you've bought off the shelf or whether it's a set of plans that you've bought off my site, you can't just go and use those for a commercial application. There are differences between commercial hot tubs and domestic ones. The differences really boil down to the usage. So you've got lots of different people coming in for commercial applications, and it's very different from your own friends and family in a domestic setting. So firstly, you've got to think how these are actually used, and that's why the differences exist. And the purpose of this video is I really want to stress that you can't just go and build a normal hot tub and use it for a commercial application. I do get asked relatively often, can I use your designs for a hotel that I'm building? And the answer is always no. You can't just use a domestically designed hot tub, which is primarily what I do, for a commercial application. Why not, I hear you ask? Well, firstly, rules and regulations. So where you reside are going to really define what those rules and regulations actually are. They very much vary from country to country, state to state, town to town, but there are going to be some rules and regulations. So over in the UK, there's a huge amount of regulation around commercial hot tubs, whether this is for holiday lets, whether it's for hotels and spas. I'm not going to get into the depths of it because, to be honest, I'm not an expert in that kind of thing, but I will tell you that there's lots of regulation, and this regulation can cover everything from water turnover time, so the amount of time that water takes to actually pass through filters. It can talk about the chemicals that you can actually use. In some places, some chemicals are prohibited. It can also be about the records that you need to keep in terms of your testing. Some also require auto dosing systems, so you can't do anything manually. It's all got to be done by a system or a computer that's actually adjusting all the levels automatically. So straight away you can see that there's lots of different considerations for the actual design. And there's a reason that spa builders charge what they do for commercial applications, because they need to. They need to have checked all of the rules and regulations. They need to make sure that the water turnover is right, that the chemistry is going to be maintained properly by a system. So you can't, for example, just go and put a cartridge filter in that you would use at home in a domestic setting. It's not going to work. Also, a domestic setting, you would know roughly how many people are going to be in your tub, and you can control that. In a commercial setting, you can't. So a skimmer setup on a hot tub isn't going to work in a commercial setting because, what happens if 15 people all jump in? It's going to flood. You need to have a balance tank and an overflow system rather than a skimmer. So hopefully you're starting to see here that there are real distinct differences between the two. So what is my advice if you're looking to build a hot tub for commercial application? Well, this might surprise you, But my advice would very much be get a professional in to do it. A proper spa builder that has lots of experience in the commercial sector. They will know the rules and the regulations. They will be able to advise you, and ultimately they'll be able to help you keep your guests safe, because that's what these rules and regulations are for. You know, it's not to trip us up and make it difficult for us to build, it's to keep people safe. And having unhealthy water, you can get very ill from that. So as you can see, my conclusion might be not what you expected, certainly on this channel, but if you are thinking about building something for a commercial application, my advice, as I've said, go speak to a pro. A pro spa builder will be able to advise you. It will save you money in the long term for sure when somebody gets ill and sues you. So it's definitely something that you can't go into half-heartedly. As always, if I can help you with your domestic DIY hot tub builds, then please do get in touch. Always happy to hear from you. Hope you found this short video useful. I appreciate the view, and I will see you on the next video. If you've liked this video, please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next video.